Toxic moonbeams? Just in time for Halloween! Hello! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Dee Dee. How's it going? Hello, 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 hello. Gosh. We gotta change over the corporate branding tomorrow. God, it's Halloween! This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Da, 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 da. This Halloween, 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 Halloween. Everybody scream, ah! Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Sexu. Hi, Zan, Jambola, Sumaki, and of course, Ranger. How's everybody doing? How y'all been? I just saw y'all yesterday, but still. There's no game title? Eh? Oh! Weird. It didn't click. Okay. Strange. Because, I mean, I took a screenshot of it when I put it on the Discord, but apparently it didn't, like, actually click. He's been doing this for years. Usually it goes off without a hitch. Usually. Do you want me to double down on it, Dee Dee? It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Good start to Spooky Month, right? Similarly, Silent Hill 1 is apparently getting a remake. Sources are, questionable, but hey. Still very exciting. Double reminder that I'm amazing. Aww. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Gosh. I can't believe it's October already. I joke, it's like, this was just... My birthday was just like... Feels like just last week. It technically was last week. That's what being born at the end of September does to ya. Almost Christmas? More importantly, almost Padoru. I love this emote. Dee Dee, get one right now? You gonna pay me? You gonna pay me so I can pay the artists? I mean, I'm kidding, but also, emotes? Depends on the artist. Usually it's, a good chunk. I mean, emotes aren't usually crazy expensive, but... Do me 1 and 5 gifted easy. Sure. 10K? I mean, one person's quoting $33 US per emote. I have definitely... That seems about standard. I mean, some people will go like as low as like, 10 per emote. It all depends, but yeah, somewhere around. How much did mine cost? I don't remember. I do not remember. You want me to remember money I spent that I don't want to remember that I spent? So I'm talking about the Christmas art. Okay, y'all need to start. We need to keep up with the conversations here, but yes. I did my own Paduru art. Zon did, like, half of everyone else's in the Discord for shits and giggles, as they say. I mean, there is like high-res model, or like high-res PNG render of Paduru Nero. People just take that and recolor and like redraw the hair and stuff like that. I do thrive off shits and giggles. Perfect. Beautiful. The only way to live. Let's be real. Yes, I'm sure you're hungry again. You expelled dinner along with that massive hairball, so I'm sure you're hungry. But if I give you food right away, you're just gonna throw it up again. Your tummy is probably still upsetting. Is it that close to Christmas already? I mean, 2 months? No, 3 months. Almost 3 months, give or take. Yeah, it's like October's 31, November is 30, so that's 61 plus 24. Got like 85 and some change days. It's almost Christmas, you might say. Man! You don't know how accomplished I felt that we could play that Ace Attorney case on Christmas Eve that one year. I can never top that. There's no going back. We peaked the first year. It's all been downhill from here. I'm kidding, but I can't remember if there are any other really, really good iconic Ace Attorney memes that are like seasonally appropriate. I mean, come around like that time in December, you'll see the meme everywhere. Merry Christmas, and it's like, you know, it's a photograph of a gun. Because I feel like there are some other Ace Attorney cases that take place around some kind of holiday. Nothing's quite as iconic as Merry Christmas Bane. I think they peaked there. Be good, you silly child. Oh, wait. Someone made, what was it, the Ace Attorney timeline? There we go. Unified timeline. Goes all the way back to the circa 2000 BCE because of, you know, ancestors. Like literally including the foundations of religions that are in Ace Attorney universe. Meiji. Okay, Pat, fine. Obviously you're hungry. Alright, 1 sec. Good grief. If she throws up this food again, I swear. Okay, there. My goodness. Cats always acting like they've never been fed, then they eat too fast, and then that makes them throw up. And it's like, y'all, chill. You get food every 3 to 4 hours. Why are you like this? So that murder takes place around Christmas. It's not actually holiday themed. I'm looking at the Ace Attorney timeline, trying to see if there's any other cases that have like memorable like timeliness. Someone gets murdered on October 31st. I'd say that's pretty fitting. How was Dee Dee's day going? Good, other than the fact it took me like 4 hours to put that cabinet together. I had plans for the day. Instead, my day just became the shoe cabinet. That's fair, right? Alrighty. No. Now we gotta scroll all the way to the present day in Ace Attorney, which has the Apollo Justice games like have just quote unquote started in our timeline, because the Phoenix Wright games are always set slightly in the future. So the original games were released in like 2002. The games were set in like 2016. So now, like, you know, the Apollo Justice games take place around like, you know, 2024 to 2028, so. No. Damn, nothing holiday after that. Tragic. Sad. Very, very, very sad. Written in the past to take place in the future, but is now in the past. Yeah, they still had flip phones in 2016 in the Phoenix Wright universe. I think they still technically have them in like Apollo Justice Trilogy, like 2025. It's a universe where they never got around to. Steve Jobs passed away like a decade early, never invented the iPhone. something like that. All right. No. One of my plans today was to tidy up my desk. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing it every week. It did not happen, so now I'm like, where's this? Where's that? Where's the other thing? Terrible. Ah, there we go. Just long hair things. Sometimes you don't want it touching your face, you know? Like, I've got this giant bane in the way. Sometimes it needs to be perfectly arranged or it's a real pain in the butt, you know? Alright, last time on Ace Attorney Investigations, we were investigating the plot convenient anime amnesia. Kay, supposedly fell off a building. We've determined that's not actually what happened. We're still figuring everything out, but yeah. And now she's like nice and mild-mannered, so polite. What amnesia does to someone, I guess. All right. Ta-da! Oh yeah. So, since we're doing a switcheroo, tomorrow will be the anime trailers. And I had left it to be Friday to be determined on... was it Friday? It's one day on this. Let me check. Before I make like a promise and it's not actually the promise I mean to make. Right, okay, Saturday. Saturday I had put a TBA because I wasn't sure if we were gonna finish Undertale last week. Or Undertale? Deltarune? I always do that, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if we were gonna finish Deltarune last week. So since we did it, we'll play Deltarune on Saturday. And, you know, go from there. I'm sorry, okay? Undertale just lives in my brain, alright? Want to test there? Sure. Alright, we're testing for... we're looking for blood. Just spray some luminol on any place suspicious. Ah, there we go. We got it positive. There's blood. But how come? Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I'd say. Ooh. Looks like some of it dripped through to the floor below, too. Damn. Imagine you're just at an auction and you look up because you think water's dripping on you. Nah, it's blood. Nope. Okay, on the box. Ah, in the box. Mr. Edgeworth, blood! But How could it have gotten there? Maybe somebody put something with blood on it in there? A clothes box that was up for auction. Uh-oh. There we go. I was like, did it freeze? I think that's all the blood there is to be found. All right. Then that concludes this phase of the investigation. All right. What do we have to put together? Dead body? Clothes box. Blood in the clothes box can only mean one thing. That this is where the body was hidden. I'm certain of it. I wonder who won the box in the auction. I haven't the foggiest. Still, it's a very helpful discovery. Now you just hold your horses there. There's no way the body could have been in there. What do you mean? I took a look at that there box when I first got in here. Looked to be just about the perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if the need arose. And maybe it would have been if I could have opened it. But it was wrapped in chains and locked up tight. And I ain't no escapologist. You mean like an escape artist? The murder happened just a little after I scoped it out, so can't nobody have put no body in there. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd. But it doesn't look to be wrapped in chains any longer. Huh? Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could have sworn it was, though. I like the way they wrote her dialogue in this game in particular. It makes it much easier to do the silly southern accent. I think we've examined all we can now. Great! Time to see what's waiting down below. Shaking a leg already, are we, Miles? Okie dokie. Hey, K-Meister. Yes, Mr. Fender? We're about ready to move out, so I want you to stick with me, okay? Can't have you getting lost. Of course, I'll be sure to stay close. When did those two start getting along so well? You're blind, Edgeworth. They've always been getting along well. Investigation complete! And out we go. Whee! April 5th. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Whoa. Mr. Edgeworth! This room? This is the auction room? No, this is the committee chamber. Yeah. Way to drop right into my lap, K. Faraday. You've got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, men! Arrest her right now! Wait, but she's... As for the rest of the riffraff, throw them out onto the street where they belong. Can't do this! This is going way overboard! Yeah, what'd she say? Miles? This ain't looking good, I gotta say. See how blinding light of Ow! Ow! Yo! What did I do? Have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor. You weren't aiming for him! You were aiming straight at me! Something keeps getting in my way. Something. Ah! Right there. So when we were at the Ren Fair, they were doing like whip demonstrations or like whip teaching. And like the crack, like the snap of those things is so loud. I was joking with Iduna and Ace. I'm like, how did no one in these games go deaf? With Francisca like snapping this thing every 5 minutes. Francisca? So, what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe? You no longer have the right to an opinion. I am Francisca von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. But you chose to stop by giving up your badge. And so, our game has already come to an end. My badge, which is an obstacle to proceeding along the road I've chosen. I haven't stopped. I've simply cleared the way ahead. And now I'm free to follow that road, all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I ever was. Oh, you seem to think you know what lies at the end of this road to truth. In that case, I demand that you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. Oh boy! Francisca's current theory. Oops. The victim used her keycard and entered the chamber with her killer. She was then stabbed with the candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as a result. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letters she exchanged with the victim. That's what you think. And we know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match. Miles Edgeworth, QED. Ah yes, QED. She seems pretty confident, huh? She doesn't lack the courage of her convictions, that's for certain. And I gotta say, I can dig that vibe. I could even give her a no hard feel. Pathetic. Well, Miles Edgeworth, do you think you can bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you really have found the road to truth, perhaps you'd be so kind as to point me towards it. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Francisca. I'm about to pave that road with incontrovertible evidence. Not to be confused with hatchback convertible. Alright, what we got? She was then stabbed. Where was that thing about the blood? I know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Right. It dripped down. This was not the preliminary scene of the crime.
Objection!
Perfect! If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. Murder under the gaze of the divine, a brazen act even for a cold-blooded killer. Except, that may not be true at all. Take a look at this if you would. It's a blood stain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. And the elevator I drifted down from descends directly to the foot of the statue. You got it, girlie. You notice, then you will agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above and only afterwards was she moved down here. The goddess of justice did not witness a murder. I rest my case. She witnessed a killer trying to cover their tracks. Well, that's fun. Why is she smiling? Oh, gee. I think we in trouble. Sorry. I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought. Ow. Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir, and you know it! Ow! Have you forgotten the picture you just showed me? Are you really that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here in the committee chamber than upstairs. Ouch. Whipped and ignored again. Oh! You're trying to tell me that all that blood dripped down from above, Miles Edgeworth? I say the murder happened down here. There's no way it could have happened anywhere else. Well, my girl, sorry you feel that way. As insightful as ever, Francisca, but you've played right into my hands. How so? You are correct. There is far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is, why? Why, oh why is there no blood? Something, something, something. A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't have some spatter man in it? Surely you don't think some spatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Now that would be something. That would be something. Raging Loop taught us how that can happen, but very unlikely unless a high caliber rifle wasn't involved. Whoa, like some crazy fountain of blood? No way! Very JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. No way indeed, it's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amount of blood observed? There was far more blood in the committee chamber than in the storeroom above because the weapon was removed here. The victim died of 3 stab wounds that would have bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood we found on the floor of this room. But that doesn't make any sense! Not if she was stabbed in the store! Silence! You half-baked, hair-brained rookie! Hey, hair-brained is a little... Ow! A stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. When the weapon is removed! Yes, everyone knows that. Everyone who's played an Ace Attorney game for 500 years anyway. Precisely. I believe the body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in its chest. And then, when it was finally removed, it created the difference in the amount of blood we see between the 2 locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Miss Raynor's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation. If they were involved with the underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Makes sense. Underground auction? You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what was going on here late last night. It's like, It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth, how desperately you want to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case. Something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite the hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Like the hyperbolic time chamber? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain out of my perfectly reasonable molehill. You're working with Interpol on international cases, so why are you investigating a domestic murder? I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled all the way here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that something I sense isn't related to any of this. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. Just to shut you up. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Thanks. Me too. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led up to that, by the way. Sorry, sir. I just thought it might help, you know? You did the right thing, detective. I did? So, am I right, Francisca? Is this incident part of the broader case you're working on? Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? But you don't need to. And so you won't. Thanks. Then you knew, didn't you? That the auction was being held here in this chamber. Hey, y'all mind if I butt in for a second? Yes? Your victim over there, the lady in the white. You! Hey! Let a gal finish, will you? No good butting in, pain in the butt, you know what? Ow! Testimony is not required, and neither is your presence. What do y'all mean? I'm a journalist. You can't. Ow! You're a liar is what you are. You lied under oath at that one time. Actually, why aren't you in jail for perjury? Seems like Miss Von Karma's none too fond of his heart, huh? I don't think she's her biggest fan, no. What's she called? Rena, right? She was a member of this year committee? Well, she's dressed exactly like the ringleader of that old... Ow! Stop it! Stop whipping me, dang it! What is the meaning of this interruption? Miles Edgeworth, explain! Well, you see... Ooh, you got burger with fries. I will take some fries. School is over. Hey! School's out for the day. It seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Rayner. But mean, the victim is also the ringleader. Biolab was fun? You just commute home. Very nice. I'm glad you've been enjoying your labs. Oh my god, we've never let this track continue this long? I didn't realize there was this much of a banner. Maintain the sleep schedule? No, there is something worth celebrating. Now, how about you just calm down? It seems I have some new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction. And to arrest the head of its operations, the auctioneer. Spectrophotography? Ooh, that sounds cool. I am a apothecarist! Woo! Ah, yes. They had some really nice stuff at the Ren Fair, I gotta say. Like, yes, there were some like mortar and pestle stuff, but they also had grinding plates, which is basically, you know, it's a plate, but the center of it is rough, like kind of slightly porous, so you can put plants on that and like use like the pestle or like just like rub the leaves against the rough patch to like grind it up. Use that a lot for making stuff. Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta grind up. You gotta grind up the plants. Though a mortar and a pestle, unless the stuff is already dry, you're not really grinding it. It's more like you're making a paste. Some actual plant extract. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I don't have the space in the apartment to do my apothecarist stuff. I have to keep that at the apothecary only. But the grinding plates and stuff were tempting. It was tempting. It's just cats are allergic to, or sorry, a lot of plants are poisonous to cats. So I would need to have a space that's like completely separate from all of their dishes and stuff. Otherwise, I need to have like hospital level cleaning protocols. And I know I'm too lazy to do that. Maybe if I can ever get this second room in order, I can turn that into like a little apothecary station, but might end up doing a plant's job. That could be fun. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted. Rip. Might become an apothecarist yourself. Oh my. I've got competition. I, Franciscan von Karma, I refuse to leave empty-handed. Oh dear. Here she goes again! open a little atelier. Oh no! When the apprentice outdoes you at your job, you're supposed to be happy, but kind of, it's like, no, my livelihood. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. No, I'm good. I'm good. Fine by me. No! God damn it. But you may find that your whip will go sorely underused this round. Hope I've been having fun. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Other than, having to... Well, I won't say I wasted my day because the shoe cabinet needed to get built, and I'm very happy to have it. Because it gets my shoes out of the bottom of my closet and in like a somewhat organized fashion. And it looks nice with all of the other decor in like the sort of entrance area. But I wasn't expecting to spend 4 hours building it. I had other stuff I wanted to get done today. And because it took so long to build the cabinet, I couldn't do it. So it's like, it's not that I wasted time, because I did spend the time well, but maybe I should have spent less time, twiddling my thumbs first thing in the morning. Maybe I could have utilized my morning better, but hey. If the energy isn't there, like the executive dysfunction is real. Just wish it didn't take 3 hours. Yup. I will finish Fate Season 1 today. Yahoo! Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case, the murderer is someone connected to that auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. Time to go home? Okay! Have a safe trip back! The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. Then, they stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabra. There. Does that about sum it up? More or less. I'm afraid you might have to. There is a serious hole in your testimony. There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then. Time to fight back. You have to win this for us! And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. Francisca's latest theory. Alright. murderer is someone connected to the auction, and if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer. I guess we gotta start pressing. I don't see anything obvious. I mean, not much point pressing that. So 4 and 5 might be worth pressing.
Hold it!
How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom too, remember?
Objection!
Yes. Hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you'll know there's plenty of other places to hide too. So you're saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they awaited the victim's arrival? I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction was concluded. Oh, new statement. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterwards. Huh. Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca? Assume the murder took place after the auction was concluded. So that usually means... New statement means we either present something or press it. And get more. Statement. Illicit auction. It's held in big building, 11 entities. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Okay.
Objection!
It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim. And I can prove it. This is the statement that Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. Damn! I done told ya I'm a journalist, dang nabbit, my word is out! Did I ask you to open your mouth? I guess not.
Objection!
Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder. And she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet I did! Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer? It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No. as I've been saying since the start, there's no way that Kay can be the murderer. Because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then, who was the victim really? Right, well, if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. That's enough. I know that sound all too well. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Ah, yes, this guy. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. Alright, Celsius? What are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my bone-headed boy was getting along. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. Here for a rave, I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back here where we started. Men! Detain the suspect immediately, Dr. Zaius. Kinda does look like it, huh? Wait! Miss Faraday is innocent! Shut your meddling mouth! Oh, what is happening with that lighter? You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally, sorry, it must be my age. Sure. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. While abetting might be a little... He didn't exactly help her right away. He found her. Technically, he brought her right back. She's right, of course. As always, you really are a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this Overruled. You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the bloodstains, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Rayner. What? Huh. worn by the victim, whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. But if it were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, you testified to having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that that person was the murder victim. And you are the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went.
Objection!
Now that's just biased. She is the victim here, not the aggressor.
Overruled.
As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Rainer could simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Kay? I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. No, girl, that doesn't mean you killed anyone. It just means you found the body. No, you're not. You can't be. And then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. Bruh. Girl. First of all, you were in shock? What? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the goddess of justice for her many blessings.
Objection!
As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be...
Overruled.
We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. How dare you take that tone with me? Oh no, the ladies are fighting. This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful? What could be more unlawful than this? Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law. Indeed, you don't. But I do? How convenient. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity. Of course you do. Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest. Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Miles. Well, this is awkward. What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. Was it... Whoops. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity. You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more. Well, that's convenient. Everyone just wants to get rid of Edgy Boy. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. Well, that's a little awkward. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow, though, I fear I already know the outcome. What a bother, that. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard. You've played too many games with perverted protagonists. I'm thinking of the dirty jokes. And then they don't materialize. And it's throwing me off. This court is adjourned. To be continued. Dun, 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 dun. Then you just end up looking the most sussy. Yup. Like, they were like, think long and hard. And I'm like, is anyone gonna say it? No. No, I'm the problem this time. Fine. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. Ladder. So I guess this is close to the end. Oh my god, he's in the detention cell. Oh boy. Never thought I'd spend another night in here again. Oh right, he was in here, in the first game. Because he, you know, he got arrested. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Even if they did let me keep Kay's Yatagata soup in, I can't help but worry about her. He'd better be treating her well. The murderer, it was me! I remember looking down and, well, you know, person in the raincoat. It was me! It was me! It was me! Come on, let's go. You've got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? No. Though I'm not even sure what to say to him. I thought it was gonna be Eddie. Isn't he gonna be our lawyer? Wait there. Huh. Weird that they leave him in. Leave, the accused alone in the interrogation room while they go get the visitor instead of the other way around. They're leaving me unsupervised. Yeah, even Edward's like, that's weird. Forgive the intrusion. Oh, this bitch. Judge Gavel. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, take a seat. You lured me out here with promise of gumshoe. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagine you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. Well, I mean... Can you blame me? What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. Your visit. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. Huh, so I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted. It has indeed. For you, of course, and your friends. That attorney and that girl and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Fender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't! You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know about how they were all doing. I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Your motive. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk. Nothing more. There is something I wish to know about you. Me? Yes, who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted. And a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavel? Your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. But I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth. And that is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could see that, and yet... Huh. I don't imagine the old me would have ever been that reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with myself and skewed sense of justice. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. Ah, yes. The very straight. My friend changed my life. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers on the force, and even a K. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. I highly doubt it. Someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. Before I go, there is one remaining matter. I have been asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another? That wouldn't do now, would it? I don't know about that. Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Alrighty. And back into the cell we go. Oh, we can walk around. Okay. We planning our jailbreak? A very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. Damn. He is poor. But you don't gotta take shots at him like that. I suppose we'll probably never get to work together again. But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I will follow my own path to the end. Good for you. I've barely spent any time in here, and I can already feel my impersonal appearance slipping. Ugh, I may have given up my badge, but I mustn't give up on myself. My collar! It's slightly creased! There. A tiny outside begets a tiny inside. Which is why it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. You know what? Good for you. Good for you. There's a menu here on the table. It seems that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. What looks good? Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. Add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time, only add regular white rice at no extra cost. So, 2 types of rice. And then a third rice. It's probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. Nothing but carbs! There's no vegetables. There's no meat. There's no tomatoes. That's crazy. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. Which movie? There are so many jailbreak movies. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell bars. I won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. That one movie with the prison. Oh, that one? The one that flew over the cuckoo's nest? No, wait, that was in an asylum. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. I don't know about that. You used to commit crimes all the time with, like, forging evidence and stuff. There's a note on the toilet. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. And of course, there's no bidet. What sort of mental preparations can one even make? The fact that you are going to have to use your hand to wipe your butt and then wash it in the sink? There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to their daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for the sensation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? What experiment was that a part of? They did it in a reverse 1999 as well. In a prison. Like, everyone would cast their dies, and that would determine whether they got their medication and stuff for the day, and, like, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, the Panopticon. That's what it was. Originated by the English philosopher and social theorist Jeremy Bentham in the 18th century. Of course it was a Brit. basically it's that style of prison where there's like a big watchtower in the middle and all the cells surround it. So the idea is that, like, the prisoners are always under constant surveillance and that will influence their behavior. Remained bitter throughout his later life about the rejection of the panopticon scheme, considering that it had been convinced that it had been thwarted by the king and an aristocratic elite. Damn. Bro was really upset. But yeah, the casting of the die thing was... I don't think it was part of the panopticon thing, but I saw it in Reverse 1999, and they used the casting of the die in a prison modeled off that, like, style. Okay. Oh. Oh. Thank goodness you seem alright. That's a load off my mind. Such a heartwarming scene is enough to make a grown man cry. As he empties his goggles. But you're still not your usual cheery. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not. You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself? How can I, Mr. Edgeworth? Where there is no me left to believe in. None at all? I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say, you left quite the impression on me. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and why you should believe in yourself, too. Thank you. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. Wow. Kay, no! You remind me of my younger self, you know? So noble. So bold. Yes. This is the justice you and the committee stand for? Justice? I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there some hidden agenda at play? Sure seems like it, huh? Ah, this is no time to second guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Nothing to it but to do it. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be. Wait! Oh, here we go! Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with murder? It doesn't make any sense! There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Oh, here we go. Come now, Miles. I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. Excuse me. The only way out for our current predicament is through Chairman Winner. There's so much to ask in so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. I can't let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Very well could be. Why the rush to arrest Kay? Let's just ask him. Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that! You know exactly what I mean! I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then? What do you mean, what then? Think about how that would look, my boy. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocence is still in doubt. Ah, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Coming along nicely? Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. Well, that's awkward. You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might be overthinking things just a little? Not particularly. Chairman Winner certainly knows how to dodge a question. But it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Question? Answer. What's the question? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I can ask Google. Fair enough. Google Sensei knows everything. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. Alright. You were the ones calling the shots, weren't you? I don't know why I wanted to treat you like an AI assistant. Yo! I mean, if it's between me and ChatGPT, ask me instead. Don't feed the AI. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient. And you're the only one who called all the shots, weren't you? At Dee Dee, is this true? Yes. Source? Trust me, bro. You're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Where's Eustace? Not in this scene. We're talking to his father, though. Oh, I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, my dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. Doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. I'm above caring about fame, you know. You wound me is enough to drive an old man to tears. Ew, his dad. Well, we can't all win the genetic lottery and have a cool dad, you know. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not the differential type. Well, if you insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon. Oh no. Is this blackmail? You blackmailing me? Terrible. I don't need it! Bah! Let me make one thing clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. So young. So very young. A word of advice, Miles, from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Ah, whatever. Who cares? Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. Now's my chance. How much time did you spend investigating? How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? My, you really don't give up, do you? Oh, thank you for following. Much appreciated. But even my patience has its limits, you know? And I assume your lighter has a limit to the lighter fluid? So, you know, maybe you can stop it with, the pyrotechnics? What a coincidence. So does mine. Now answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? The youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. Sure. Whatever you say. Well, well, maybe you know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Huh, hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. They can get quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. I do like that. Who decided this was up to you option, but being quiet bugs him more. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them, so why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple. Because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. And what you're doing is pointless. Tragically and miserably pointless. A Greek philosopher's name? Ah, yes, Excelsius. And then there's Paracelsus, who was an alchemist. I think he was also a philosopher, but I know him mostly for, like, the alchemy stuff. I think Excelsius is an actual name, but it's like... It's very, very uncommon these days. You've arrived home. Welcome home. It doesn't look like it's an actual name. There's probably one that's similar that I'm thinking of, and I just can't remember what the actual name is. Now time for Bangkok Mimi's. Understandable. Have a good sleep. Now just give it up. The decision has been made. Xavier, maybe? Maybe. You'll be here until you doze off? No worries. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Almost as if Kay had been guilty before the arrest. What are you trying to imply? That you plan to have her arrested? I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal. Right from the start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. but it's also a complete work of fiction. And I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? I mean, not particularly, but whatever makes you happy, I guess. Oh, the music sped up. No! He's trying to make his escape. He must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. And I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. I still have questions! Wait! We're not done yet! I'm tired of all this talking. So, make it brief, will you? I'm 70 years old. I need to go down for my nappy. What grounds did you have? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours. But I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. And what about my fuse, huh? Honestly speaking, I don't have time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Oh? Oh, you just pretend to be busy. That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I ever hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You're hoping for a boy to talk about the case. Duh. You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic, it really is, that you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion. It's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest, for a start. Now, my boy, let's not get carried away. There was plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage, they were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. But those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away? dun, dun. Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true I can't counter your argument right now. But you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. Something that might prove to be a valuable clue. I still have questions! Wait! We're not done yet! I'm tired! I just said I'm tired! Brief, will you? Who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested? You know, I can't quite seem to remember. That's weird. Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. Sure, I'll just die when I turn 40. Why not? So 40's still relatively young. Maybe 60. You remembered all that evidence pretty well. I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing the old man card. You remembered the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. Well, that's awkward. So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one. I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. No, not the roasting of Eustace. He wasn't such an incurable numbskull, but that is. It's a tragedy, really. Don't want to hear about your son. Don't talk shit about your children anyway. I want to know who authorized their arrest. You're very mean, you know that? Their arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... you, of course. Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. All right, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your question for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. I just have to ask the right questions. Yay! The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. I seem to know an awful lot about this. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround. We'd be done already. So, let's try this again. Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course. But it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. But you keep saying how busy you are. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show. Wouldn't you? You're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing K, you know. You really don't know when to give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. But a tragic one, too, after all. Your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Did you see exactly where she was found? We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? Well, about that. That's right, although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. Of course not. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. This could be a valuable clue. Tell me what you know about Kay. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Press F to doubt? Majorly? Cross my heart, but it's true. Time to deploy my clue. Yet you know every other detail. Like, come on, buddy. Who ya fooling? Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? Oh, there's that intimidating face you like to make. well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, yes. Wasting fire. Wasting fuel. Very, very scary. Super scary. Like, wow. Just gonna keep biding my time. I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. She's the culprit. The only possible suspect. Just accept that already. And why should I? Like, come on now. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake? I mean, as much as is necessary. Load her down with? Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes... Whoops. Hang on, I clicked too fast. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Of course not. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you. It's finally time to shed light on the truth. What's left is to play one last move. Kay is innocent! No, my boy, that's just clumsy. Anyone can baseless assertion like that. Even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Time to deploy my clue. Except I know it wasn't her. Kay was the one framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. That is my answer. And I won't let you deny it any longer. Well, that's convenient. Set fire to your beard, put it out with your tears. My, you really are a sharp one, huh? But it's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in that badge. I'll admit it. You're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate! You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that always was your problem. With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away. That's what will happen. But whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine? Damn. You know, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was a poignant and heartfelt and sincere and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. Excuse me. You would say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is. What are you trying to say? Well, when you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth, you make it. Little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth. The truth I created. Damn. Yes, my boy, that's what I like to see. You're so sincere. Sometimes it's painful knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you know even about what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying? Not particularly. Well, aren't you menacing? And your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. Oh, is that how it goes, really? You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Sniffle. Oh, it just makes me want to cry and cry and cry. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world. Uh-oh. Well, we've got a hearing now, but that'll have to be for next time. All right, options. Boop. Getting towards the end of this case. We made some good progress over 2.5 hours, and ta-da! Alrighty, so tomorrow we finally do the anime trailers watch along for the fall season. We're gonna see what's coming out in the next month in a bit. See if anything's worth watching. Some stuff I already know about and I will definitely be watching. But we can talk about that tomorrow. For now, let's see who we can rate. Another yip yap anime trailer. Will I remember to unmute stuff? Only time will tell. Let's see here. Oh! Starry Bunny Boys playing some Elden Ring. That sounds nice. I love watching people play Elden Ring. Alrighty. raid. Here's Discord. And if you've been under a rock for the past week, we got merch now as well. Yay! But as for now, that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow for trailers. For now, that's it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest and head on up to bed. Until next time, take care of yourself. I'm glad you enjoyed. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat a good food. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!